Let me share with you an email from Jesse Schweiker, the president of Hive International, on November 15th, titled Let's Make It Possible. Good morning, Rolly. Today I'd like to share with you how to make missional entrepreneurship possible. Living a successful and meaningful life as a faith-based entrepreneur is possible, is approachable. Just think about how the Advent movement started. Our pioneers were entrepreneurs, inventors. They literally changed the world they lived in. They used their talents in a unique way to spread the three angels' messages. Joshua Hines was a marketing genius. James White started Review and Herald and was the church's most important financial wizard. Dr. Kellogg invented hundreds of products, including cornflakes, while running the Battle Creek Sanitarium, and John Madison started the Scandinavian Press. E.A. Sutherland founded Madison College. Uriah Smith invented special prosthetic leg. Harry Miller started 17 hospitals in China. The list goes on. I believe we are called to do the same today. In 1909, Ellen White wrote to her brother and sisters in Washington. She gave powerful and encouraging advice how to reach people in the cities, and her words couldn't be more fitting for us today. Invent some way of becoming acquainted with the people. Friends, it's time to reinvent some way of becoming acquainted with the people. Every business is an essence, a different way of serving people and coming closer to them. This goes far beyond passing out books. Let's invent ways to get in touch with the people around us, to bless them with our talents and point them to Christ. This is Hive Resources. As Hive, we are starting off to make missional entrepreneurship possible. Here is a collection of valuable resources that you can use to find, grow, and scale your missional business. They're 100% free. Now, check them out here. Before we check them out there's a very good website in there with a video on it. But before we go in there, let's complete reading this email. Blessings, Jesse. A postscript. My friend Vince shared his story, how he discovered missional entrepreneurship. You can watch his testimony here. Good. Actually, I attended their meeting last year, this time November. So it's been a year, and I attended that 24/7 on like a business as mission that was sponsored by this Hive International, Adventist Review of the General Conference, and also by Adventist Mission, and also ASI. That was very engaging and interesting. Uh, one week topic on a lot of other resources as business as mission. You should check that out. But before we proceed further in what he wants me to do, and because I connected with him also besides email, also on Facebook and Messenger just a few minutes ago. But I will share to you here about Vince, his friend, and I want you to see what he has to say about this, his involvement with missional entrepreneurship. Let's click this here.
Hi, I'm Vince. And I want to tell you about a struggle that I've had when I started to work as a young professional. Actually, I was self-employed. I was working as a piano teacher in San Diego, and I had my little side business and my projects and my ministry projects, right? What wasn't really making any money, or I was just doing that for fun. But to really get some money in to pay the rent and to bring some food on the table, I was working as a piano teacher. And I had this constant struggle, right? The struggle was something like that. I was working, but I was just working part-time, because the others kind of half of the day, I would use that time to really get involved in just doing evangelism work with the church, right? We have a great care group network in San Diego. We were doing a bunch of evangelism work there with the local church, and we would just, try to reach out to the community. And so that would occupy lots of time, and I was so excited to do that work, right? But I had to pay my bills. I had to pay the rent, right? I had to bring food on the table. So I was working as a piano teacher, doing that a couple of hours each day, and then using the rest of my time to work for God. And that was a struggle, because I realized I was so I wasn't having enough money to pay the rent. In fact, one day actually I just had, I think it was $7 or $9 on my bank account, and I was literally at the gas station waiting for that one mom or that one parent to pay me for the previous lesson, right? So that I would have another $50 on my bank account so I could actually get some gas, right? There was a struggle. The struggle was there, and I didn't want to take more piano students, although I could have taken more piano students, but then that would have meant that I would have sacrificed the wonderful work that I so enjoy to do, which is just, spreading the love of God and doing evangelism work. And so there was a struggle that was going on for so long, and I was like, I don't want to take more students because, I want to spread the gospel, but I have to take students. I cannot stop teaching the piano because I need to bring in some money. I don't know, maybe you've had that struggle too. It's like, it drove me nuts, right? And so I remember one time, actually, my good friend Dave from church, we had this great conversation. He said, okay, Vince, we need to get you more involved in the church, maybe get you in here as a part-time Bible worker, director of evangelism, director of music. I was doing all sorts of things. And I said, yeah, that'd be great. And then I heard about this thing called missional entrepreneurship. Missional entrepreneurship. What is that? Let me tell you what that is. Very, 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 very simple, okay? Missional entrepreneurship works like that. You have your calling, you have evangelism work, the gospel, the desire to bring God's love to the whole world, to spread the three angels' messages, right, with everyone. You got that, and then you got your talents, your skills, your passion, the thing that you really can do better than other people. And I believe you have a great talent that God has given you. I have talents. We have multiple talents that God gave us. You got those two things. And then the third thing is actually sustainability. What if you could, let me tell you this. What if you could combine those three things? The gospel commission, your talents, and sustainability. That's what we call missional entrepreneurship. And when I realized that missional entrepreneurship is possible, that you can actually have a business, a ministry that makes money, enough money so that you can bring some food on the table, but that actually allows you to spread the gospel full time, I was so thrilled. I was so excited. I was like, this is what God actually wants me to do. And I believe that's what God wants us as a church, as a people of God, right, to do. That's actually our calling, because how effective can you be as a missionary if you only, kind of pass out some glow tracts on Sabbath afternoon or on Sunday, right? You're doing these things, or maybe in the evening you're doing some evangelism work. You're trying to be a good co-worker, a good colleague, and you're doing these things throughout the week. But it's restricted, right? You don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of flexibility. You don't have a lot of freedom. Imagine this. You have a job, and that job is actually your own ministry, your own business, and it's also at the same time your ministry. You're literally going to people and sharing God's love with them. Is that possible? Absolutely. Is it God's will? I believe it is. Is it difficult? Well, I don't think it's that difficult. There are some protocols, there are some methods, there are some methodologies, right? Things that we can do in combination with the spirit of prophecy, with the biblical advice that we have to really make that possible. And when I heard about missional entrepreneurship, I said, I'm in. I want to do that for the rest of my life, because that's how true freedom, how true missionary freedom really looks like. Combining our talents, sustainability, and the gospel commission to finish the work.
Wow. let's join the movement, it's wonderful. Look, I wanted to connect with Jesse Swiker. I'm giving you his email. I hope Jesse gives me this permission without even asking him yet. If you want to get connected with him for very cutting edge, advanced information, this is the best way. While people are still studying MA and PhD in business as mission, Jesse is already doing it with his team worldwide. And so right now we are on the right track in doing business as mission, that we will be more sustainable in using business to spread the gospel, especially in the 1040 window. If you are a tent maker, I highly recommend that you connect with him. If you don't have any business yet, he has a lot of other businesses in there. He has a lot of entrepreneurs with him. But if you want my way of doing business as a mission, is more on person to person and cost effective, you can connect with me. I'll give you my contact details below. But just for this email, before I end this email, let's check this one by Jesse, and then I'll give you more recommendation on what to do after this. This is his website, Hive. That site, this is Hive International actually. Yes, hiveinternational.org. And so he has a lot of resources in here, resources academy, coaching. So I want you to connect with him if you want more coaching his way, because he is really professional. You can use startups and existing businesses. So you can write here some contact details here. You can create your account after you email him, and after he gives you information on what to do next. They have some live events right there. I happened to join this one last year, and people from the Adventist Mission Virginia Conference also joined here, and for the Adventist Review. So you can learn more about hives, okay? So my interest right now is not more on startups business, because I have my existing business already. I have two existing businesses. I have just started. Both are international businesses. One is based in the USA and the other one is based in the Philippines. So my existing business, I'm going to explain it to you later on. That is interesting. But I'm not using Hive to boost my business. I'm instead working right now. This is a starting point where I'll be working with Hive International with Jesse. And so let's connect. Let's get connected. Let's do this a trio together with Jesse and with me, and even four with God. If you want to spread the gospel in a more sustainable way, this is it. This is using Paul's method of tent making, where he sustained his ministry with God using business. In his time, he was using tent. But right now, we'll be using a lot of business models, and interesting. All right? So, connect with me before I go inside right here, because the next video in this existing businesses is very interesting. And I think before I go into that, will ask a permission from Jesse whether I would reproduce this video for you, so that you will understand better what it means. Okay? So this is it. Connect with Jesse and connect with me. But I'll need to watch this video on a spiritual journey canvas, because this is very, very important. All right? Okay? Get connected with me. You see how important this one? This I'm so excited to watch this video of Jesse on missional entrepreneurship, the journey. It gives. Let me give you a bit of a background of this video. This is more on the writings of Mrs. White and the biblical principles, and how these pioneers actually started doing mission from entrepreneurship. Like, they were great entrepreneurs, and that propelled the work of God, starting businesses as mission. So this is very interesting. I want you to watch this, but you cannot watch this without connecting first with Jesus Wycliffe. Okay? Well, see you there in the next video. Get connected with him and get connected with me also. Well, God bless.